Extra Story 0 Frozen Darkness.
私を見た者は深淵に消えるのよ。
Initiating punishing relay communication. Hello? Can anyone hear me? I just don't understand how this thing works. Hello? Speak. So you've been listening. Fine. Can't you be a bit more passionate to your comrades? If you don't have anything important, I'll hang up. I'm very busy. Miss Luna sent me to ask. Well, it's not really about us. I mean, you are crossing the Bering Strait now. Oh, really? Don't you know? We noticed that your coordinates were moving through the Pacific Ocean over the last week. So, what's going on with you? I'm on the back of a narwhal. What? I've already controlled its diving module. Maybe 3 more days. 3 days, then what? It will be tamed and become my pet. I remember. You started from the coastal areas of South America. Did you find it over there? Yes. You really are into weird things like this, aren't you? It probably has a consciousness that is highly identical to humans. I find it very interesting. The fact that it was attacked by the corrupted proves this. And? Yes? The view was great there. I'm going to focus on dealing with the corrupted. They are interfering with my control over the narwhal. Meanwhile, help me look for more information about it. I'm not your bellboy, but whatever. The communication signal is lost. I must prevent the virus infection and restore the communication. This horn has similar functions to a construct's inver device, so it must be communicating with some construct. Interesting.
私の力はどう？存分に楽しむ？
So, any findings? That narwhal appears to be a creation born in the times when bionic restoration was the craze. A few of them were released into the wild to be domesticated by nature, so to speak. But after some digging through the records, some functions of its body module and its underlying consciousness seem to be connected to mind research. But there is no evidence that this narwhal has a consciousness similar to humans. Well, there must be more to the story. Good. Although it's not necessary, I have to remind you. You've entered the Arctic Route Union and will soon arrive at a medium-sized port called New Murmansk. The remaining human forces there still have a lot of fight in them. That's fine. I'll eliminate anything that stands in the way. As you wish, I'm just here to provide you with intel. What you've provided this time sure is interesting. What have you deduced? Its purpose, potentially. And? Humans can't detect it, but as ascendants, we can. Take another look beneath the ocean. Beneath the ocean? What? This number. Even a conservative estimation would be over 100,000. Correct. That's amazing. I remember that according to our observation, the direction of the ocean's current has fluctuated significantly recently. I wasn't expecting it to gather so many corrupted in the depths of the ocean. According to the calculations, this wave of corrupted will make landfall in New Murmansk. Has this narwhal? It has sensed this, and it is trying to warn the humans. I see. It appears that my intuition was correct. Prepare to depart L7 returning orbit. Moving through low Earth corrupted ring. All systems normal. Confirm the mission one last time? Roger, Commandant. 17 hours ago, we got new eyewitness accounts on the Ascendants. They were last seen in the western base of the Ganges Mountains, a place called the Jijing Monastery. During this time, there was a massive outbreak of the punishing virus throughout the area. Reports claim that it is highly concentrated. Why would Ascendants appear in a place like that? Don't look into it too much for now. We're going to cross the Karman line and enter the atmosphere. Make sure the Commandant doesn't have a bitten tongue after this. Of course. Warning, multiple heat sources approaching. Warning, multiple heat sources approaching. What's going on? Don't panic. Let me check the radar data first. It could just be a false alarm. Wait. What is it? The radar shows that a barrage of long-range projectiles has locked onto us. They appear to be interstellar cruise missiles. I've also got a reading on punishing virus reaction. The punishing virus. Low Earth missile attacks. Must be the space station. No, the space station isn't capable of attacking us while we're in low Earth orbit. We're flying through a minefield. The remains of warships infected by the punishing virus are activating as we pass. Normally, they should only lock onto transport-class airships. Damn it. I chose to go the long way to stay out of danger, but I got stuck in low Earth orbit for too long. The cruise missiles are getting closer. Can we shake them off our tail? It's too late. With our entry speed into the stratosphere, we can't outrun the missiles. Even in the most optimistic scenario, the missiles will hit us in 30 seconds. I got this. Activating manual flight control. ETA, 20 seconds. Done. Commandant, I need to maintain operational procedures. Take the wheel. Leave it to me. A missile explodes near the airdrop jet, throwing you into disarray. Are you okay, Commandant? I'm good. Relax, everyone. Activating optical positioning. Optical positioning activated. Readjusting engines for ignition. Engines readjusted. Activating maximum thrust. Autonomous rotation stabilized. The centrifugal force is too strong. Releasing tow line. 2 tow lines with counterweights ejected. Commandant, now! Severing connection. Have we regained control? We have. I'm guessing our Commandant graduated at the top of the class. More missiles. Approaching fast. Our airdrop jet should be a bit more agile, comparatively speaking. Let's change direction to widen the gap first. Make it so. Wait, what? They're approaching from the other side too? ETA, 15 seconds. Brace for impact. Wait. Commandant, something is approaching from the surface. It's coming in hot. Take evasive action. Suddenly, all of the missiles explode behind your jet. What was that? It looked like a lance. But why? Watch out! Shockwave incoming! Commandant! Entering the atmosphere blackout zone. Engaging silent mode. Commandant! Commandant, wake up! You open your eyes to a world of freezing cold. The white vapor from your breath clouds the dark gray sky before you. Thank goodness, you're finally awake. Looking around, you see an endless sea of trees. Phew, what a relief. Where are we? Northeastern Siberia. Correct. How could you tell? Based on the date, the position of the sun, and our records, also the unique signature found in this area. Ionizing radiation from all the nuclear waste buried in the ground. It seems that Watanabe has been rubbing off on you ever since you met him, hasn't he? Don't compare us. Anyway, now that Babylonia has crossed paths with the space station, reinforcements have to go a long way to get to you. They'll arrive in approximately 14 hours. But now that you've entered the ARU, see if you can seek shelter with the survivors. The ARU. I heard they've isolated themselves ever since the post-pandemic age. Most of them even oppose the evacuation efforts. Only a small group of them has ended up in Babylonia. It's just as you said. The ARU has been avoiding contact with Babylonia, but at least they aren't hostile. That's good. I suggest making your way north out of the coniferous forest to a base called New Murmansk. There you can meet up with the support force. Understood. Commandant, are you fit to move? Don't worry about me. The Commandant's uniform was specially tailored for Arctic climates at high altitudes. Thankfully, it will be of some use here. That may be the case, but it will do little good against the radiation. Let's get the Commandant out of this environment. One more thing, don't forget to take an anti-radiation pill. Right, I have some with me. Commandant, say ah. Look at all the footprints. Most of them aren't ours. Maybe they belong to the locals. Or corrupted. We're moving slower than expected. After all, we've been trudging through snow. If we were to run into corrupted like this... Speak of the devil. Don't get careless. There may not be that many of them, but the terrain puts us at a disadvantage. There's more. This doesn't look good, Commandant. Get out of the way! An agile figure leaps out of the snow. Kia! Following that, a lance swings by and slices the corrupted in two. Who's there? More unfamiliar figures leap out of the forest and join the battle. Nausicaa, over there! You got it! By the time you can react, the nearby corrupted have all fallen to the ground with a loud thud. Only after the others slowly approach and surround you all do you finally get a good look at your rescuers. Each one of them is slender and tall, having to look down at the bewildered outsiders even when standing a few feet away. Their mechanic frames are fully armed. You notice each of them wearing an assortment of sharp and angular-looking equipment. The hallmark of a construct, Inver devices. Not just that. They are centaurs. Each member has the upper body of a human, accompanied by 4 horse-like legs. They seem accustomed to surprised looks from others. The leading centaur takes a stern step forward. We are the forest guards. We defend this territory from unwanted visitors. Well, we're actually... Step back! Ah! The centaur brandishes its lance, stopping Liv in her tracks. Liv! Lucia pulls Liv behind her. Thank you for your assistance just now. We are the Grey Raven Task Force. We just crash-landed here and now we need to travel north to New Murmansk. As I've said, outsiders are prohibited from entering without express permission. Otherwise... Just as the centaur raises her lance... Diana! A powerful voice comes out from within the depths of the forest. Halt! Rosetta? Another tall figure slowly trudges through the snow with a lance. The white landscape offsets her inorganic profile, emanating indisputable authority. That lance! Correct. I was the one who saved you. How could you possibly throw a lance into the low Earth orbit from several kilometers away? So, Rosetta, you threw that lance because... Well, it was just spur of the moment. But it's against our tradition. Our tradition dictates that these people should have died by your hand already, Diana. You were already uncertain about it. Do you still intend to fight them to the death? Besides, among all the forest guards, aren't you the one who is always the most excited to make contact with outsiders? Rosetta? All of a sudden, the crisp sound of laughter surrounds you all. What's going on? Grey Raven. Diana, take them back to the camp. Good grief. Fine. By the time you arrive at the camp, the sky has long turned to night. Our base is deeper south of the forest. But since you said you were going to New Murmansk up north, I've brought you here to our temporary camp. Let's spend the night here. I hope you won't mind the simple accommodations. Speaking of which, please give me a few minutes. With that, Diana goes into the tent and begins preparing something. Honestly, everything still feels surreal to me. Me too. Really? I think it's been an interesting experience. It's just that I've only heard stories about constructs like them. Stories? Well, if I'm not mistaken, they're outfitted with a rare offshoot of construct tech. They're humanoid hybrid constructs. Humanoid hybrids. Constructs are created with human consciousness. If the bodies are not entirely human, then their consciousness would be correct. In other words, they sacrifice stability with their mind for enhanced combat performance. Babylonia outlawed such practices because there's no guarantee that the personality of the subject will remain intact. Grey Ravens, the bonfire is lit. What's this? This is pine needle tea, unique to this area, and those are berry cakes made by us, the Forest Guard. Thanks. Wow, they look delicious. Good thing we had the Commandant to take the medicine first. Speaking of, where's your leader? Rosetta went out on patrol. Corrupted have been growing in numbers throughout the forest lately. That's quite out of the ordinary for this area. After all, this is a high latitude area, which normally means lower punishing concentration and, therefore, fewer corrupted. Is this the only place you're responsible for guarding? You mentioned earlier that you were forbidden to enter the port. Why is that? It's nothing. It's just tradition. Tradition? Whoa, look! Liv's excitement interrupted the awkward silence. It's gorgeous. It's waving like a ribbon. You all look up at the sky, soaking in the rare and magnificent view. Even Lee, who normally would throw in a comment at times like this, is just quietly sipping his tea, no matter how cruel the battles are on Earth. The mountains, the rivers, and the sky above us, they never seem to be affected. Earth is so beautiful. And that's precisely why we are fighting to save it. That's right. Diana quietly watches the Grey Ravens from the other side of the fire. She seems to see some things in them that she has never seen before. But peace is a luxury they can no longer afford. Ah! What was that? You all immediately put down your teacups. Diana grips her lance vigilantly. I've picked up a human signal, coming from the north. And corrupted following in close pursuit. Help me! That voice is... Evan? Diana raises her front hooves and immediately charges into the forest. Commandant. We'll go with her. Roger. The sky starts to lighten. Deep into the forest, Rosetta stands alone on a clearing near the cliff, staring intently at the slate blue sea. Is that so, Derek? But I've already made up my mind. New Murmansk is destined to go through this catastrophe. I hope you can understand my decision. Why, Derek? Haven't you always understood? Why would you go this far? Rosetta grudgingly bites her lip. Chief! Hearing the voice behind her, Rosetta collects herself and returns to her usual stoic look. Miss Rosetta! Evan? A little boy named Evan stumbles through the snow towards Rosetta. Last night, he came through the forest all by himself looking for us again. Had we not picked up his signal, and if the Grey Ravens didn't help, he'd have been eaten alive by the corrupted. Evan said he has something he needs to tell you in person. Unless he just misses you, Chief. It's not like that. Miss Rosetta, What is it? It's about Derek. He's returning to the port. If that's the only reason you're here, you shouldn't have risked your life to tell me in person. I already knew. But I think it's different this time. Everyone in the port has been gathering weapons. There has been a lot of corrupted lately. The grown-ups are getting nervous. The navigator at the port found Derek yesterday. People got angry when they heard it was coming back. I'm afraid that... I see. Rosetta turns to face you all. Then we've got no time to waste. Hop on. Evan looks a little hesitant, but then bashfully climbs on Rosetta's back with some effort. I'll lead the way to New Murmansk. Grey Raven? Just follow my tracks and go at your own pace. Don't overexert yourselves. All forest guards, stay garrisoned here. Don't go anywhere near the port. Liv, what's wrong with them? Defense terminal stopped running, causing the loss of many defense commands. Without commands, they can't do anything. So the defense mechanism stopped working. Aren't the humans here going to do something about it? Commandant, we've done it. All defense machines are back in order. Remember, the defense machines are armed with powerful weapons, but they have poor armor. Those civilians are watching us. Don't be distracted. Stick to the plan and protect the defense machines. Hey, you there! Halt! A man with an electromagnetic harpoon gun appears from the side of a container. Do you know what we do to trespassers? We're the Grey Ravens from Babylonia. I'm their leader, Lucia. Like I give a... Babylonia, you say? Yes. Fine. The Captain's Council has informed us that representatives from Babylonia can be released on account of trade. That being said, whatever you fish flakes do, keep your grubby little fins out of our business, you hear? Now, follow me. Fish flakes? Alright, wait here on the dock. After your transport craft takes you back to space, don't you ever show your faces here again. Huh? Something's going on over there. I'm gonna go check it out. Remember to mind your own business. On the dock not far away is a group of people causing a commotion. It's Rosetta. Rosetta's tall body towers over the crowd, while Evan, who is leaning against her legs, is buried in the crowd. You're here for that Narwhal again, aren't you? Whenever that blasted Narwhal shows up, he always messes up the port. And you, Forest Guard, you're a criminal who is expelled for breaking the rules. Yet you continue to violate them by coming back here and defending this damn Narwhal. With that thing of yours. Rosetta glances at the lance in her hand. That's right. You should have been using that lance to protect our borders. On the contrary, while the entire port is under threat from the corrupted. You come to cause us more troubles with that Narwhal. It's a joke to place our hope on the loyalty of you forest guards. Don't you know? Rosetta's always come to soothe Derek and make him leave, and she even clears up all the corrupted. And the forest guards have worked hard to protect the southern forest all these years. Even if you don't like them, they've always given it their all. You just didn't see it. You little runt, always sneaking out. Miss Rosetta, You're going to help us clean up the corrupted this time, won't you? Stubborn brat. Remember what we've taught you? The most important thing for us in the ARU is our loyalty to the collective and our homeland. From the day of the outbreak, we've been protecting our homeland ourselves. We do not tolerate betrayal. Traitors are not trustworthy, and so are the robots corrupted by the punishing virus. That sure is an unpleasant thing to hear. Rosetta stands there in silence, showing no sign of wavering. Don't just stand there. Crawl back to your forest. The port citizens point their weapons at Rosetta. Yeah, go back to your forest. Commandant, do we think we should get involved? Interfere. I'll handle this. Right then, the ocean's surface near the port begins to surge. A colossal narwhal breaches the surface and thrashes in the sea. Massive waves begin to rock the boats berthed in the port. That's what I thought. No, not just that. It's trying to save them. With that massive wave of corrupted. Very strong will. Good. How's that? Longhorn, illuminating the rare excitement on Alpha's face. Alpha slowly looks up and sees a strange silent flash in the direction of the port. An extremely fast object approaches, parting the surface of the ocean in its wake. Alpha raises her hand. As she catches the powerful long-distance blast with her bare hand. She glances at her smoking right hand. Interesting. The attack draws her attention away, allowing the narwhal to temporarily escape her control and begins to dive into the sea for a brief respite. Just as the narwhal dives beneath the waves, she leaps and lands on a floating dock in the port. After landing back on the ground, she looks around for the one who unleashed the attack. Quickly, she has her eyes set on the most conspicuous figure in the crowd, a humanoid hybrid. Rosetta's whole body still emits heat from the blast just now, turning the snow beneath her feet to steam. Not bad. Burned my hand. Alpha turns her palm toward Rosetta with an eerie smile on her face. Rosetta draws another folded lance from her shield and extends it, assuming a combat stance. At that moment, it's her. Their gazes meet. This is the first time the two of them meet since the encounter at City 15. Damn it. Just as Lucia prepares to draw her blade, Rosetta leaps forward menacingly, casting a massive shadow on Alpha's small figure. Their blades clash in a vibrant display of sparks. Leave. Now. With their bodies pressed against each other, Rosetta lowers her head and glares at Alpha dismissively as she issues the order. That narwhal has been sending out signals as if trying to communicate with somebody. Looks like that was you. So, are you its master? Rosetta exerts a sudden burst of power into her strikes, pushing Alpha back. Derek is my friend. Friend? Alpha looks at Rosetta, then glances at the port citizens behind her. I see. You are worthy to face my blade, so there's no more need to talk. Show me what you have.
遅い。深淵に飲み込まれろ。深淵の豪華で全て終わらせてあげる。私の力はどう？存分に楽しんだ。
Your strength has left quite an impression. Now, quit fooling around. Show me what you're truly made of. Well then, as you wish. The surface of the ocean begins to surge again. The narwhal's long horn breaks the surface as he reappears before everyone. Countless corrupted cover the narwhal as he wails in pain. Derek, hurry, get out of here. Why? You don't think I can beat her? But you haven't seen my true power. You want to save them. And you hope I will too? Alpha, observing as this unfolds before her, sheathes her weapon. Aren't you going to keep fighting? I have a proposition. The fight between Alpha and Rosetta leaves the already devastated port in further disarray. Our port! Those damn monsters. How dare they just stand there and run their mouths like nothing happened. I'll make them pay for this. Commandant, that enemy. I want to fight her one more time. If I use the combat-focused frame. Emergency order received. Launching Lucia's exclusive frame, Dawn. Estimating time of arrival. You must have a strong connection with a narwhal spanning such a long distance. So you must have known all about the approaching waves of corrupted. Yet there is no evacuation. None of your companions are here either, which means not only have you given up on humanity, but you choose to stand by and watch them get dragged into the abyss. Your only concern has always been the narwhal. That's it. Don't get me wrong. We're both eyeing the same thing. I imagine we must share similar pasts. We've both realized the folly of sacrificing ourselves for humanity. Alpha turns to look at the disgruntled crowd around them. You see, even now they don't want to fight for their own fate. A port citizen fires off a harpoon, only for her to catch it in mid-air. Die, you damn monster! Just as the citizen prepares to fire another harpoon, Alpha drops the one in her hand. A red current emits from her fingertips, and a sudden flash of light and thunderous boom sends him flying back a few meters. He immediately shows symptoms of corruption as the punishing virus spreads throughout his body. Commandant, he needs treatment now! Don't touch me, you filthy construct! He's beyond saving. Lee! You'll always find the wounded on the battlefield being aggressive, but their lives come first. Always. We need to keep our emotions in check at a time like this. Liv takes out a serum. We can neutralize the corruption if we inject you with the serum right away. Please, You abomination! Where's our medic? He pushes Liv's hand away. Ugh! Our Commandant also uses this. It's okay. As the serum enters his body, his agitation gradually subsides. In the blink of an eye, his symptoms begin to lessen. Ugh. Alright, somebody take him to rest. Seeing this, the crowd looks at Alpha and raises their harpoons. Rosetta looks on as the scene unfolds, gripping her lance tightly. She turns to face the crowd. Fools! Unity, rules. Humans have survived here in the Arctic Circle only thanks to being surrounded by the protection of a natural barrier. Any outsider knows more about the reality of this cruel world than any of you. You are utterly clueless about what you are up against. Listen up. New Murmansk is about to be flooded by a tidal wave of corrupted. Before it does, leave. Find a new home. This is the last bit of advice I have to offer. Rosetta's petition, however, is met with the raging shouts from the people. Why? Why? Why are you hurting someone who's trying to protect you? Quiet, you little brat. A sailor grabs Evan by his collar. Blah. You still don't get it, do you? The Forest Guard were traitors to the Union. They were given mechanical bodies and exceedingly long lifespans to protect our borders as atonement for their crimes. But her cowardly remarks just now are just another act of treason against the ARU. Are you still going to defend her? Evan, enough. No! Evan frees himself from the man's grip and lands on the ground. Everything I said was true. I saw it with my own eyes. But I won't leave, Miss Rosetta. I want to stay and fight with everyone else. Evan. What a pity. Can you smell the stench of the punishing virus in the wind? The tide of corrupted is almost here. These people are running out of options. But you still have a choice. If the Narwhal dies alongside these humans for nothing. Commandant, Rosetta's mind is beginning to destabilize. Corruption level is surging. This is bad. I'll cut straight to the chase. As long as you help me eliminate the interference and tame the Narwhal, I promise that he will remain unharmed. Then I will take him and leave this place forever. Your call. Alpha turns and hops onto the Narwhal's back. Commandant, we can't let her get away. Who knows when we'll see her again if we allow her to leave? Lucia, your new frame has entered the atmosphere. I've adjusted the landing coordinates within proximity of the Narwhal. Got it. But right as Lucia takes a step forward, stop right there. Liv, Lee, sorry. Can I leave this to you? I want to go in directly. That white-haired ascendant is there. I can't miss the opportunity. Understood. We will try our best to hold her up for you. I'll be back ASAP. You aren't going through. Leave her alone. We'll be your opponent. No, we can't stop her. She's too powerful. Wait, what are those? In the sea. In the sea. A raging tide? Derek! Corrupted! Corrupted have made landfall! Damn it, there are too many of them! Open fire! Taking advantage of the chaos, Lucia makes her way to the drop zone of her new frame. What? That's... She's transforming. Rosetta ejects from her centaur frame as a pair of luminescent wings unfold on her back. Her power is off the charts, but her corruption level is already at critical. This is the power of a humanoid hybrid construct. Get out of my way! No, we can't let her get near Lucia. Cover her, Liv. Copy. Mister! Little brat. Evan, get down! Diana's lance glides right above Evan's head, setting the group of corrupted flying in the air and scattering onto the ground. Miss Diana! Forced guards? That was very brave of you, Evan. The forest guards have arrived. Reform the defense line. Lee! I'm alright. I was just a little careless. Rosetta? Chief, you... I thought I told you not to come. How could we stay behind with everything going on out here? You don't have to explain anything. We understand. We've always been the scapegoats. Everyone's just used to it. However we are rejected, we've accepted it as our fate no matter how resentful we may be. You're the only one to never back down. Maybe this is why everyone looks up to you so much, Rosetta. It's been an honor to have you as my mentor. Diana, I just didn't expect this day to come so soon. Why would you want to fight for those humans? Isn't that obvious? Obvious. Forest guards, spread out. Protect New Murmansk. Liv, help the forest guards. But you... I'll be okay. Some of your capabilities better off helping them in battle. Go save the others. I'll take care of Rosetta. Grey Raven, thanks for your help. Please, hold against the corrupted. Everybody, defend the port. Nascal! The forest guards are suffering casualties. Yeah. Retta's mind is reaching boiling point. I only saved you to ease my guilt. I didn't think you would end up getting in my way. How foolish of me to be kind. Rosetta's relentless assault on Lee shows no sign of stopping until he is on the brink of death. Coming to her senses, Rosetta notices the carnage that the corrupted has wreaked on the forest guards and the port residents. Nausicaa! Miss Nausicaa. It hurts. Evan has never looked at her that way before. Everything is my... Ah! No, her corruption has reached critical level. Rosetta! Can you hear me? Diana, what's happening to me? You've lost something important, but it's not your fault. We all know what you've been through. Diana looks at Nausicaa, who lies on the ground, severely injured, being tended to by Evan. standing before them are port citizens, their harpoons raised, protecting the two of them. Expressions of guilt and shame hang on their face as they avoid making eye contact with Diana, residents of New Murmansk. The Forest Guard has come in your time of need and died for you, not out of duty, but out of sympathy for all lives. You have avoided contact with us, averted your gaze from us. So take a good look at the Forest Guards today. Let our names be known throughout the Arctic Route Union. We shall be known as the Forest Guard and nothing else. No one argues. Sympathy for lives. I see. But it's too late. It was an honor to be your sister and student. Rosetta forces herself to stand up again as another wave of corrupted makes landfall on the beach. She takes a deep breath and swings her lance. The gust from her lance rends the corrupted to pieces and sends them flying into the ocean depths. Her eyes begin to cloud over as remnants of her consciousness cling to a thread. Rosetta takes one last look at everyone, then soars into the air. Derek. Rosetta recalls how she sailed with her grandfather through the dark ocean waves, leaving ARU for the first time, chasing after the narwhal that had laid waste to the port. They pursued the narwhal from the Arctic to the Antarctic, until they encountered Corrupted for the first time at the Derek Strait. Until finally, they rescued the narwhal and, so too, the narwhal rescued them. Grandpa. Rosetta recalls carrying her grandfather through the snowy woods for 2 days, as her grandfather grew thinner by the day from the punishing virus. Her grandfather was dead by the time she arrived at the port. Surrounded by the residents, she was forced to become a tool for their protection. It's so cold. Rosetta falls. As she does, she finds her final resting place by the side of the narwhal, but just as she is about to close her eyes. Suddenly, Rosetta is enveloped in red lightning before crashing onto the ice field in pain. Those who have witnessed the truth about humanity have earned the right to ascend. Rosetta writhes in pain on the ice. Stop! Lucia's powerful blow disrupts Alpha from connecting with Rosetta. Our battle isn't over. If you call that a battle, you are not even half as good as her. Do you even understand what you have done? You are my enemy, and I'm going to defeat you. This will never change. You never learn. I made her an ascendant in order to save her. But because of what you did, she will become a mindless puppet controlled by the punishing virus instead. But so what? Both the corrupted and the so-called ascendants are the enemy of humans. Is that so? Whatever. Just stay there and watch. This is the difference between us. Stop right there. Alpha loses interest in Lucia when it is clear that she is no longer in any shape to fight. This is your last chance. I didn't think this would be so difficult. Alpha's fingertips are once again charged with her power as an ascendant, and she aims at the narwhal's horn. No. Alpha is about to dismiss it as Lucia's last gasp plea, but as she turns around, She sees Rosetta, who is now completely corrupted and under the control of the punishing virus, standing up once again. As she raises her lance at the wounded Lucia, her frame scorching hot. Damn it. Lucia will not escape her blow in her current condition. Alpha gazes into the Narwhal's eyes with a hint of regret, then withdraws her ascendant power. Rosetta unleashes her lance with devastating power. In the same instant, Alpha disappears from where she was standing. What? Lucia turns to find Rosetta's lance ripping through the space where she was as it continues flying into the distance. Meanwhile, Alpha is holding onto her tightly as they fly over the snow before falling into the freezing ocean together. In the depths of the quiet ocean, Lucia and Alpha gaze into each other's eyes. As soon as Lucia tries to struggle free, Alpha restrains her, and then she leans in and whispers into Lucia's ear. Once again, Lucia sees that eerie smile on Alpha's face. She releases Lucia and swims toward the surface. Back on the surface, Alpha shakes off the ice in her hair. Rosetta, completely overwhelmed by corruption, continues searching the ice for any signs of Lucia. Behind her, the Narwhal slowly sinks into the ocean, no longer resisting. Rosetta does not pay it a single heed. Alpha sighs softly. Still got to clean up the mess, I guess. Otherwise... At this moment, Alpha finally unleashes her full power. Like a shark that smells blood, Rosetta immediately turns her attention toward Alpha. Even as a puppet, you still know who's the strong one. Let's end it then.
Osoi. 私の力はどう？存分に楽しんだ。
Rosetta's massive frame arcs into the air and falls into a warehouse in the port. You still moving? The dust gradually settles. Rosetta stands up again, her wings radiating a blinding burst of light. One last strike, one way or the other. Well then, let's put an end to this. Alpha readies her battle stance in a rare display of form. The tension between them has reached the climax. But just as both parties are about to unleash their strikes, Miss Rosetta! Evan charges in between them. Move. I've no intention to take unnecessary lives. No! Evan has not noticed that the fully corrupted Rosetta behind him has no intention to stop. Rosetta charges toward Alpha, as formidable as a comet. You can't hurt Miss Rosetta! In a flash, Rosetta is defeated, losing her mobility and consciousness. Only Evan and Alpha remain in the building. They stare at each other for a moment, then Alpha puts away her weapon. As if a switch has been flicked, the boy throws himself onto Rosetta's body, screaming her name, and as Alpha is about to leave, "If it wasn't for you..." I haven't damaged her core. I want to leave myself a worthy opponent. If she's strong enough to survive, that is. Alpha suddenly pauses as she passes by Evan. One more thing. During her last strike, she heard you. After confirming Alpha's departure, Evan continues to call out to Rosetta. Not until this moment has everyone come. However, in the ocean depths unbeknownst to the others, a cone of light appears. Faintly, it flickers deep within the depths. Everyone, I've detected an extremely powerful signal from an Inver device, deep within the ocean. Miss Rosetta! Rosetta's mind is stabilizing? No, it's her consciousness, recovering. How's that possible? It's even harder than removing the punishing virus. Enduring the pain, Lee sits off to the side. Whatever the reason, her mind is within a stable threshold. Hurry, filter out the punishing virus in Rosetta. But we're in too remote of an area to have something for that. Unless... Everyone looks at the sea simultaneously. Lucia finally manages to climb her way back onto the shore. Lucia! Good to see you're alive. Liv, Lee, Commandant, what is everyone looking at? Lucia notices that the crowd's gaze does not fall on her, but on the sea behind her. At the other end of the sea, it's the ARU fleet. And transport crafts from Babylonia. By the time Lucia regains consciousness, several humanoid hybrid constructs from the ARU appear before Lucia, clearing out the remaining corrupted. In the distance, others on the ice begin work on fishing out the Narwhal. Commandant. And Bianca. You're okay. Several Babylonia transport crafts are parked nearby. A few constructs are assessing Lee's injuries. Is it finally over? This may not have been an official mission, but with everything we've gone through, it feels like a dream. Rosetta's body has been placed inside a construct bay, with several force guards preparing to take her back. Hey, don't forget, when she wakes up, bring her back for her trial. But the rest of you guys are no longer criminals. I'm sorry. I'll be honest. At first, we did refit criminals into forest guards, and we treated them harshly. But as the corrupted became more dangerous, we were worried that the forest guards' resentment toward us would cause them to turn against us. Whenever Rosetta came to see the Narwhal at the port, her mere existence would remind the port citizens of what we did to her. Not to mention, her imposing sternness made her unapproachable. But seeing everything that you've done for us, we'll no longer harbor any prejudice against you. So that's what it was all about? No matter what, the ARU is our home too. Let's learn to coexist from this day forward. Aye, if it had been you from the beginning, perhaps we'd have accepted the forest guards long ago. What are you going on about? Come here. Okay. Hey, Evan, are you going to live with the forest guards? I'll come back to the port eventually, but I want to wait for Miss Rosetta to wake up and come back here with her. Little brat. Commandant, we should get going. Wait, pardon the interruption. Forest guards. Even though the ARU has always been neutral to Babylonia, we still hope to ally with powerful friends such as yourselves to join humanity's effort to fight against the corrupted and the punishing virus. The forest guards exchange looks, but they wait for Diana's response. We will consider it, but not right now. Very well. Following that, the forest guards disappear into the snowy forest, leaving only their tracks. Lucia looks up at the sky and remembers what Alpha whispered into her ear. I will wait until that day comes. What does that mean? Alpha stands on an iceberg, gazing at the ice floating on the Arctic Ocean. Initiating punishing relay communication. Hello? Do you copy? What's your status? Over. Hello? Over. Hey, you can hear me, can't you? Over. Alpha does not know why, but she angrily hangs up on Roland. She continues to stare at the ocean in silence, as if a magical creature lurked within.